It's been a long time coming.
All right.
The day everyone has been waiting for.
So I think it'll be iconic. It'll be somewhat of an attraction.
Today, we're making history.
To me, as soon as the bridge opens, I tell everybody it's a postcard moment.
Right here in the Coastal Bend.
This special edition of Chris 6 News starts right now.
This is a Chris 6 News special, connecting the coast, the New Harbor Bridge.
Out with the old, in with the new. It's a historic day here in the Coastal Bend.
Yeah, today we're bridging our past and present, and we look ahead to the future. Thanks for joining us on this very special morning. I'm Andy Lascano.
And I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. We are live from Whataburger Field awaiting a special ribbon cutting to open up the southbound lanes of the New Harbor Bridge. An exciting time.
I was just thinking about this. Years from now, when we're on our living room couch with our kids and our grandkids and the Coastal Bend history segment comes on, we'll be able to say, I was there. They opened the New Harbor Bridge. That's exciting.
It's very, very exciting. It's been a long time coming. And the excitement is building up for everyone today attending the ribbon cutting.
Right you are, Clara. And right now, Suzanne Stevens joins us live up there, way up there from the New Harbor Bridge. Suzanne, how's it looking out there?
It's looking very high above the water. Good morning, everyone. I am actually standing in the highest point, what's considered the highest point in South Texas. And considering the view up here, it's as big as the moment. In just a little bit, these chairs behind me are going to be full of dignitaries, engineers. Even the governor is said to be here as they christen the bridge, cut the ribbon, and then open southbound lanes to traffic. The ribbon cutting is scheduled for 10 a.m., and we're going to carry that live right after this broadcast, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And Clara and Andy, I'm sorry you couldn't be up here for the view because it really is very spectacular. I appreciate Dramamine, but spectacular nonetheless. Back to you.
Right, it has not been an easy journey for this project.
Well, we've done so many stories about the bumps, the delays, all those things associated with the New Harbor Bridge that brought us to this day. Let's set the stage for you.
First of all, why did TxDOT decide to replace the old Harbor Bridge? Two words: safety and efficiency. TxDOT says the accident rate on the old bridge was higher than the statewide average. Pedestrian and bicycle access wasn't that great, and maintenance costs were high. Also, the Old Harbor Bridge navigational clearance of 138 feet met World War II standards, but made it difficult for the Port of Corpus Christi to compete with other deep water ports along the Gulf Coast. TxDOT says the new bridge was designed to improve safety and provide better opportunities to move port traffic. Coupled with the recent completion of the Ship Channel Improvement Project, the New Harbor Bridge will provide access to larger cargo vessels, larger crude oil tankers, and possibly even container ships.
That answers the why. Now let's get to the how part. Ground was broken for the New Harbor Bridge in August of 2016. At the time, the completion date was in 2020, but in November of 2019, TxDOT suspended all design work on the project. That's because of this incident in March of 2018. The Florida International University pedestrian bridge collapsed while under construction, killing 6 people and leaving 10 others hurt. In October 2019, the National Transportation Safety Board determined Fig Group Engineering had not properly estimated the strength of the bridge. That same group also did some of the design work for the New Harbor Bridge. TxDOT suspended their activities and later reviewed that the parts of the bridge that had already been built, they were determined to be safe. Weather and permitting issues then pushed the completion date to 2023, then 2024, then 2025.
And the third time was the charm. Almost. The New Harbor Bridge project did make the 2025 completion date with the ribbon-cutting ceremony set for May 10th, but that got postponed after TxDOT cited unexpected construction delays. So here we are, so close to that much-anticipated, long overdue, and costly ribbon cutting. The original cost of the new bridge estimated at $900 million. It ballooned to about $1.2 billion.
Well, now here's an important note to keep in mind for those looking to drive on the new Harbor Bridge. Only the southbound lanes, those being from Portland to Corpus Christi, will be open to the public as of mid-afternoon today. You will not be able to use the northbound lanes until sometime early next month. But until then, northbound traffic will continue to use the old Harbor Bridge. Now, getting around the new Harbor Bridge, it's going to take some getting used to. We've already seen evidence of that as we drive around town, especially if you're coming from San Patricio County.
That's right, Andy. And I cover the new traffic lanes that you need to be aware about. Coming from Portland and headed to the south side for a meal or a doctor's appointment, your drive will be easy. Just continue going straight on 181 and it will convert to 286. Coming from Portland and headed to Calallen, just take the ramp on the far right and it will convert to Interstate 37. Coming from Portland and headed to downtown, the Staples Corridor or the Nueces County Courthouse, you will take the second exit to the newly open looped ramp. That will convert into Antelope Street. You can also use this to head on over to the Bayfront. But if you don't, TxDOT wants you to use the first exit ramp onto I-37, exit on Nueces Bay Boulevard, make a U-turn, and get back onto I-37, which will then take you to the Bayfront. Leaving the Bayfront and headed back home to the south side of town, take Interstate 37 and take the loop ramp onto 286. Coming from Calallen to the Bayfront, you have a straight shot on Interstate 37. Now remember, if you're headed to Portland or North Beach, you still have to use the Old Harbor Bridge until further notice. Now, Andy, if you are headed to North Beach, well, that will still remain open, the Old Harbor Bridge, and that's going to remain open until they demolish it and close those lanes permanently. That's going to be until about 6 weeks.
A neighborhood nearly gone. I'm Alexis Sky, and I'll tell you how neighbors here in the Hillcrest community feel about the opening of the new Harbor Bridge.
Watching a Chris 6 News special, Connecting the Coast, the new Harbor Bridge.
Well, welcome back. As everybody waits anxiously for the opening of the new Harbor Bridge, you know, there's still some folks out there that are struggling with the changes that have come with this project.
Alexis Scott spoke to neighbors in Hillcrest about what they think about the new Harbor Bridge.
Do it look like they helped us make our neighborhood beautiful or destroyed our neighborhood?
Madeline Chapman has lived in Hillcrest for 7 decades. She's seen the best of her neighborhood, but now she says she's watching it fall apart. Known as a historically black neighborhood on the city's north side, local officials have pushed to transform Hillcrest into an industrial corridor, bringing more refineries and infrastructure like the Harbor Bridge.
It was all black community. My family had businesses along with a lot of other black people in that area.
A plan that Chapman says forced families out and has stripped the neighborhood of its history, its homes, and its heart.
And we were pretty much guided to this neighborhood, unbeknowing that the aristocratic people who lived here were already planning and moving out because of the refineries.
As part of an agreement between state and local officials and Hillcrest residents, Chapman says the few families left in Hillcrest were promised the redevelopment of several parks and an aquatic center during the Harbor Bridge project.
They started out with nothing but lies. Do you hear me?
The bridge is opening, but for Hillcrest, still nothing. Parts of a community that Asia Williams once knew are now empty, quiet, and gone.
I feel so sad about it. It's just not, it doesn't feel like how it used to feel when I would come and visit. A lot of people loved it here, love it here, you know, and I feel like a lot of people didn't want to move, but they were forced in a way.
Despite the changes and new landscape around Hillcrest, Williams and Chapman still hold on to their roots with pride.
I am Hillcrest for 70 years, and I still love my neighborhood.
Neighbors here in Hillcrest tell me they're speaking with Harbor Bridge, city and state officials to determine the best way to preserve what they call home. Meanwhile, the city says they plan to begin construction on the new aquatic center later this year. On Corpus Christi's north side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Alexis Scott, Chris 6 News.
Are bracing for the big traffic changes the new bridge will bring. From North Beach to downtown, the opening of the new bridge and the demolition of the old one will impact how neighbors get to their favorite spots. We spoke with Gilbert Cortinas, owner of G&L Auto Detail. He says construction has negatively affected his business for years.
Half the time I had to shut down because of the fact I could not operate because of all the dirt flying around, all the dust. We were eating a lot of dirt every single day for several years. I couldn't keep a car clean. Sometimes they don't understand.
And Cortinas says he's grateful for a new off-ramp that leads right to his detail shop. He's optimistic about the future of his business with the opening of the new Harbor Bridge.
Well, something else to think about. Animals at the Texas State Aquarium, a huge tourist attraction here in the Coastal Bend. They're heading for cover. The facility sits directly under the old Harbor Bridge, which is set for demolition soon. For nearly a year, animal management crews have been trying to figure out how to transport the animals that are outdoors. Loud construction noise, debris, and dust is their biggest concern. Dolphins, stingrays, otters, and ocelots are the most vulnerable and would be moved inside. The move is only temporary. The marine life is expected to be in their new homes no longer than 1 month.
And the new bridge is not beginning for the Coastal Bend. It's also going to bring a big boost to our local economy. We'll hear from our local representatives of what this means for our community. We'll be right back.
Watching a Chris 6 News special, Connecting the Coast, the new Harbor Bridge.
Welcome back. It's big, it's bold, and it's about to boost our local economy.
You got that right. The new Harbor Bridge now is a gateway to growth, opportunity, and a whole new era for South Texas. One of the biggest winners here, the port of Corpus Christi. The new bridge stands more than 200 feet tall enough to welcome massive ships carrying more cargo than ever before. Faster shipping, more trade, and a stronger spot in the global economy.
Even if the operations increase by 5%, which is a very conservative measure, we can see about $1 billion increase due to new bridge.
Well, economic experts like Dr. Denise Gevrick say the bridge could spark new development and bring new jobs to places like North Beach and downtown and beyond the money. There's something bigger here. What we build now, we're really building for the next generation.
That's right, Andy. And I sat down with SAPE Rep Todd Hunter about what the new bridge will bring to our economy.
One of the reasons I wanted to get involved in the Harbor Bridge early on was evacuation and hurricanes. If you look at our area, this new bridge will provide a lot more access to get out of the area, evacuation to get out of the area in case of storms. And so to me, it was a safety planning for the future. So evacuation, hurricane preparation, to me is a big, big idea for this bridge. The other is Texas is growing. We're the fastest growing state in the nation, and everybody's looking. We have people looking at hydrogen. We have people looking at data centers. We have people looking at electric generation. We have renewable groups. Everybody's looking throughout Texas. When you open this bridge up, it sends a message that South Texas, the Coastal Bend, is open for business, and there's not a better place to come. I tell everybody it's a postcard moment. We are on every sign, we're on every notice, because that bridge is going to be spectacular.
Now, as you can imagine, there was a lot to talk about when it came to the new bridge. If you'd like to watch my full interview with Todd Hunter, take out your phone and scan this QR code on your screen. It will take you to our YouTube page where you can watch there. And I also spoke with Congressman Michael Cloud, who shared his thoughts on today's big day.
Okay.
It's been a long time coming, but it was important to make sure that it was going to be safe for the long haul, and excited to see it coming about. This has been many years in the making. Even other members in here would ask me, "How's your bridge coming along?" And it's good to know that it's going to be done. And that, of course, along with what's happening under the water that nobody sees, the ship channel expansion, is going to mean so much for our region, for the city of Corpus Christi, and what we mean for the nation, and the expanded capabilities that are going to be there with those two projects coming to completion. Certainly, kudos to the community and everyone's been involved. Anytime you have a huge project like this, it is so many people working together. City, community leaders want to make sure that we celebrate what it really meant for the community to come together to see this job through completion, to not get discouraged with the little hiccups along the way, maybe, but to see this happen, it's really an awesome moment for us.
If you'd like to watch my full interview with Congressman Cloud, take out your phone and scan this QR code you see on your screen. It will take you to our YouTube page where you can watch it there.
So as we've been telling you and reporting here, this is the end of an era. The old Harbor Bridge will soon fade into the past. Coming up, we're looking at the history of what used to be an icon of this city.
And it's a walk to remember for many here in the Coastal Bend. We'll show you how some are saying goodbye to the old Harbor Bridge.
Watching a Chris 6 News special, Connecting the Coast, the new Harbor Bridge.
Now, with the construction of the new Harbor Bridge complete, we're taking a look back at the old bridge.
That's right, Clara. The old bridge, which has served as a gateway to Corpus Christi for more than 6 decades, also had a troubled start. For most people, the Harbor Bridge has been a part of their life since they were born. Its distinctive arch, reminiscent of a pirate hat, has been the gateway to the port of Corpus Christi since the 1950s. The original project was discussed in the early part of that decade and met much controversy. One large group wanted a toll-for-use tunnel under the ship channel. Debates became so heated that then Mayor Albert Lichtenstein resigned in protest in 1953. But the fighting only ended when the state announced it would not pay for a tunnel but would pay the entire cost of a high bridge. When construction began in 1956, the Harbor Bridge was the largest project in the history of the Texas Highway Department. The construction cost was to be just over $9 million, but after land acquisition, the sticker price more than doubled. In all, 340 men worked on the project. Unfortunately, 4 died due to falls during construction, and later 2 more would die working maintenance on the bridge. The design of the 155 million pound bridge included many innovations. It was the first to use neoprene pads between the approach piers and roadway. That softened the ride for drivers. It was also the first project to use pre-stressed and reinforced concrete. The construction forever altered the northern part of the city, isolating the Hillcrest and Washington Coles neighborhoods and bypassing North Beach altogether. But the new bridge did allow the port of Corpus Christi to widen to 400 feet, and for the first time since 1926, offered an uninterrupted drive into and out of town. Before the Harbor Bridge, drivers had to cross a lift bridge that could be raised up as many as 30 times a day to allow boats into the port. The bridge officially opened on October 23, 1959, and on the first day, more than 45,000 cars passed over it. It was an instant hit with the public and quickly became the symbol of Corpus Christi and one of the most photographed structures in the area. But keeping the bridge beautiful and viable has been challenging. The steel bridge had to be painted. Initially, crews hand-painted it with brushes. Then in April of 1960, crews set out to paint it again.
Over the course of 2 years, they learned spray guns were the best way to reach every part of the bridge. It took 15,000 gallons of paint to cover the structure. And over the 60-plus years the bridge has been in service, painting costs alone have exceeded the original cost to build the bridge. In 1983, crews did a complete replacement of the roadway, which cost $7 million. And in 1986, the city replaced the original fluorescent lighting with amber-colored sodium vapor lights. And in 2010, those were traded out for LED lighting, which had to be removed in 2021 after the mounting brackets began to rust.
All right, now here's some interesting facts about the old bridge. It took just 3 years to build, and the price tag, about $9 million, give or take a few. The old Harbor Bridge has 138 feet of navigational clearance. The new bridge has a clearance of 205 feet. That's about 2/3 as tall as the Statue of Liberty, including the statue's pedestal. And finally, the old bridge is slated for demolition beginning in the spring of next year.
Well, some people in the Coastal Bend are taking one last walk or run across the old bridge before it closes for good. The bridge has been a staple in the community for decades. For many, it's more than just a way to get from point A to point B. They're taking their time to say goodbye to a structure that's been part of their daily routine for years. People like Rhonda Mummy are bringing their family to make one last memory on the bridge.
Since they're fixing to tear it down, nieces and nephews and grandson, if they've never been on it, I've been walking with them this last week because you just don't know when the last day is going to be.
The Old Harbor Bridge will officially close in August. And we are just moments away from the official ribbon cutting of the new Harbor Bridge.
The anticipation is killing us here. And before they do that, let's check in one last time with Suzanne Stevens, who's on the bridge. Suzanne.
Thanks, you guys. We're waiting for the ribbon cutting to get underway. It's scheduled for 10 a.m. and it hasn't happened quite yet, but they're just getting ready. We've seen Paulette Guajardo in the crowd. Councilman Eric Cantu is here too. They're getting ready to take the podium. For more than a decade, this bridge has been the talk of the town. The delays, the redesigns, the concerns. Now the celebration. So we're going to be covering it live for you, and we'll bring you all of the good sound that comes from it. So we're just waiting for everyone to take their seats, and the governor, unfortunately, is not going to be here. So Andy and Clara, back to you.
Suzanne Stevens, thanks for that report. Now we're going to be broadcasting the ribbon cutting right here on Chris 6 and online. You can also check out all our special coverage of the new Harbor Bridge on our website.
Just scan the QR code on the screen with your smartphone and it will take you straight to those stories or christv.com.
There you go.
And we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to this special edition of Chris 6 News.
Thank you.
This has been a Chris 6 News special, connecting the coast, the new Harbor Bridge.
Welcome back to our continued coverage of the ribbon cutting of the new Harbor Bridge. They just made an announcement that they're getting ready to start. People are starting to take their seats and be seated. Mayor's headed to the podium. Council people handle the podium. The governor, unfortunately, is not here. For more than a decade, the bridge has been the talk of the town. The delays, the redesigns, the concerns. At nearly 200 feet tall, it's not just the tallest bridge in Texas. It's a new symbol for Corpus Christi, a modern landmark meant to carry more traffic, support for the port, and create a smoother, safer ride for drivers. And it hasn't been easy. Between contractor changes, design issues, and a pandemic in the middle of it all, there were times people weren't sure this day would ever come, and they're so ecstatic that it's finally here. But now it's all about looking ahead to the future. This bridge was built to last 170 years, withstand a Category 5 hurricane, and once all lanes are open, north and southbound, it'll replace the original Harbor Bridge completely. Today, they're just going to open the southbound lanes. That's going to happen shortly after this ribbon cutting gets underway. We've already seen how it lights up at night. But today is all about what it means in broad daylight. Progress, connection, and a whole lot of Texas pride. You can see TxDOT moving cars through, people getting organized, People are still trickling in for this ribbon cutting, but it should be underway in a few minutes. Any now, city leaders will be taking their places right before here. Here's a little bit of background on the bridge and what it's made of. The existing bridge has safety issues associated with the lack of shoulders, steep grade, and a reverse curve, and an accident rate that is higher than statewide average, and that's for the old Harbor Bridge. The new bridge also, the old Harbor Bridge had high maintenance costs, so this will take care of that. The new bridge will allow TxDOT to improve safety, thereby reducing those accident rates and helping larger ships with more cargo get to the port of Corpus Christi, and better opportunities for moving people and goods, including military equipment and port assets throughout the region, provide adequate capacity to meet future tax demand, and provide greater economic development opportunities for the port of Corpus Christi. The project will affect some individuals, and it did for a long time. Traffic had to be rerouted. Construction crews were here for years, 10 years in the making, this bridge, over $1 billion, and it's almost ready to be set. As soon as the ribbon cutting happens, they're going to say goodbye to the old bridge. Eventually, you'll still be going the northbound lanes on the old bridge, southbound lanes on the new bridge, but everybody is really excited about this day. So we're just waiting for them to get going here. A few more minutes. Let me see if I can get somebody in the crowd. Sergeant Mallory. Sergeant Mallory, do you want to talk to me about this? We're trying to kill some time before the before the ribbon cutting goes on. So tell me, this has been a long time in the making. How do you feel about being here today?
I think this is an exciting part of the next chapter for the city of Corpus Christi and the coastal Bend area. We've DPS partners with TxDOT all the time when it comes to highway safety and making improvements to the highway. So this is a very exciting time for both TxDOT and DPS.
How is this bridge going to help DPS maintain safer roads, do you think?
Well, I think, obviously it's going to change the traffic flow pattern in and around the city of Corpus Christi, coming in from Portland and leaving the city to go towards Portland. That's a little bit more direct route. I think be a little bit less confusing for folks and give people time to make corrections in case they do get a little confused.
And then what happens? How do you feel about the one southbound lanes opening and then keeping the northbound lanes on the other bridge? How is that going to be handled by DPS?
It's one of those things, during this entire construction project, we've here in the coastal Bend, we've experienced traffic changes, it seems like almost on a weekly basis. So it's one of those things we just got to pay a little extra attention for a couple more weeks. And then finally, when this northbound lane opens, it's going to be really nice for everybody. Straight shot to and from Portland and into Corpus Christi. So.
Do you have extra DPS troopers on the exits and entrances, or what did DPS do today to prepare for this?
We didn't really do anything special to prepare. Sorry, I don't have it.
This was last minute. I appreciate your time. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously it is, we're having this right at the start of the holiday weekend too, for the 4th of July. So we will have increased troopers out to keep people safe as they head out on their 4th of July vacation plans or to celebrate our nation's independence. Again, remind drivers to observe the speed limit. Everybody always wear their seatbelt and don't drink and drive.
Anything that drivers should be aware of this weekend, since the traffic patterns are going to be a little different, obviously? Anything they should pay heed to at this point?
Yeah, we should always be observant behind the wheel of the vehicle, but, this weekend it's time to be a little extra observant because there will be changes happening throughout the weekend as they open up the southbound lanes and close the southbound lane on the old bridge. So just be mindful of those signs and, pay attention to the workers who are trying to make those changes for us and exercise caution for their safety. Okay,
and one last question for you. How would you describe this bridge in just a couple words, being up here?
I mean, it's you threw me for a loop there. We're not live, are we?
We're live.
Wish you had told me.
Welcome to live TV. Yeah, I appreciate you, though. You're a trooper, literally and figuratively.
You know, it's a historic moment. It's an exciting part to be a part of this. Because this has been a long time coming for the Coastal Bend. So we're all excited to see it come to fruition.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing that. Sergeant Mallory, Department of Public Service, let's listen in on the ribbon cutting.
And congratulations on this fantastic day for this region and this state. We wanted to start off today with a little bit of an opening ceremony. Thank you to the Corpus Christi Police Department for the presentation of the colors, and then followed by Corpus Christi's own Clarissa Cerna for performing our national anthem. If you all could please rise and give your attention.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you all very much. Please take your seat. As we start this event, one of the things that I wanted to be sure and do is to recognize the outstanding work of the men and women with the Texas Department of Transportation, our Corpus Christi district led by Mike Walsh. Mike, there you are. Can we have all of the folks with the Corpus, well, most of our men and women are standing up. Thank you all for your great work. Thank you as well. We have a number of our previous district engineers here, Valente Olivares, Chris Cowan, and Lonnie Gregorczyk. They have all had a tremendous role in delivering this project, and certainly appreciate their efforts in getting us to this point today. Want to also acknowledge the work of our contracting partners on this, Flatiron Dragados LLC, along with others that were part of this, H&TB Corporation, and many. This has been a significant effort by many to get us to this monumental day, and do very much appreciate the time and the work that has gone into it by so many. As the MC and the engineer, the speakers, I'm here to just do my best to kind of move things along. We've got a large party here that is on the stage. What I'd like to do is just to recognize the individuals that are here today with us. We have several of our commissioners, Texas Department of Transportation commissioners here today. Robbie Vaughn, Alex Mead, and Steve Alvis are here. We'll have an opportunity to hear from Commissioner Mead shortly. Congressman Michael Cloud is here today. Thank you, sir, for being here with us. Land Commissioner Dawn Buckingham, thank you, ma'am, for being here today. Commissioner Jim Wright as well, from the county. Very importantly, our state representatives and state leaders, Senator Chuy Hinojosa. Senator, thank you for being here today. You, like so many, have been here throughout the duration of this, as has Todd Hunter, Chairman Hunter. Thank you for being here today. We also have Representative Denise Villalobos and Representative Adam Hinojosa here as well. Thank you all. And this has also been a partnership with the city and the county, and Mayor Paulette Guajardo, I'm sorry. I actually practiced that. Mayor, thank you for being here today. And Judge Scott, thank you as well for joining us today. And Port Commission Chair David Engel also. This has been really a partnership with so many different organizations that have helped to bring this tremendous day to the fold here. And so this bridge, as you all know, this is going to be a landmark for the next century or more for this region. And it has been a challenge at times. We certainly acknowledge that. But I think in the years to come, in the decades to come, the centuries to come, people will not remember those challenges, but going to recognize and remember what this bridge provides, and provides to the region in the way of economic opportunity, provides to the region in just its iconic nature. And people will think of Corpus Christi, they will think of this bridge for the next century or more. And this is just a fantastic day. As we deliver these, thank you, these projects, I had the opportunity to recognize our commission. Our commission, I get the privilege of serving for a 5-member commission appointed by Governor Greg Abbott. 3 of our commissioners are here today, as I introduced, but I felt like it would be very important for this region to hear from our commission. They have been a big part of helping to pull the funding together and the work together, the resources together to make this happen. And I wanted to ask Texas Transportation Commissioner Alex Mead to come and make a few comments. Alex was appointed to the commission in 2023, and just recently, with the help and support of Senator Hinojosa, Commissioner Mead was reappointed and confirmed by the Senate just a few months ago. And Commissioner Mead has done a tremendous job vigorously leading the Texas Department of Transportation to pursue forward-thinking transportation initiatives like what we are here to celebrate today. Commissioner Mead, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor to join you all today with my fellow commissioners. Commissioner Vaughn, Commissioner Alvis, thank you for coming down to Corpus Christi, Texas. As many of you all know, I am from the Rio Grande Valley, and Corpus Christi is also home to myself. Thank you all for being here. Today is a truly special day. It's been a long road since the groundbreaking for this project almost a decade ago in August 2016. In fact, I believe the planning on this has been even longer than that, maybe even closer to 20 years. So this has been a project that has been long in the making. I want to thank all the federal, state, and local leaders who have been on our side on this journey and here with us today. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for the work and the help that you've done on this project. Investing in major transportation projects such as this wouldn't be possible without the vision and leadership of Governor Abbott. As you know, Governor Abbott is a proponent of economic development, and Corpus Christi plays a pivotal role in the growth of the state and how competitive the state of Texas is amongst the other states. And today, we are here to celebrate an economic development project, one that is second to none. Governor Abbott has been a tireless champion of transportation, as he understands how transportation impacts every facet of our lives. TxDOT is a transportation agency, or it's an economic development agency, and in my mind, transportation is what we do as a result of promoting economic development. This new harbor bridge is a victory for the Port of Corpus Christi and the Coastal Bend region. As the primary economic development engine of the Coastal Bend, the Port of Corpus Christi is already the nation's largest energy export gateway and the third largest export terminal for the crude oil in the world. In 2022, there were 98,000 port-related jobs in the Coastal Bend area. That's more than 1/3 of the metro area labor force. That economic engine is about to rev up even more as the harbor bridge takes Texas to the next level. This bridge unleashes powerful opportunities for the Port of Corpus Christi and will help the region reach new heights. With a clearance of 205 feet above the water, the new bridge could easily fit the Corpus Christi Harbor Bridge underneath it. The height of this new Corpus Christi Harbor Bridge will allow some of the world's largest ocean-going vessels entrance into the inner harbor at the Port of Corpus Christi. Projects like this give Texas a real advantage over our global competitors. TxDOT's mission in connecting you with Texas, and that's just what we're doing here today. The bridge is more about connecting people on both sides of the bay. It's about connecting this region to more exports, more growth, and more jobs. The new harbor bridge is going to connect Texas to a new economic era. By investing in our transportation system, we're sending a strong message that Texas is open for business, and Texas is the #1 state in doing business in. Texas has been named best state for business for record-breaking 20 years by CEO Magazine. If Texas were its own country, we would be the 8th largest economy of the world. It's Governor Abbott's goal that Texas climbs even higher to the 5th largest economy in the world. Investing in our roads, bridges, and ports is exactly how we'll get there. With the harbor bridge, we're expanding opportunities for commerce and ultimately creating more jobs and enhancing the Lone Star State's position as an economic powerhouse. Again, on behalf of myself, and the fellow commissioners, I would like to thank everyone who has partnered to make this possible, not only for the region, but for the state of Texas. Now, it is my honor to welcome to the stage someone who has been a true champion of this project and a truly great friend, as Mark Williams mentioned, and a great help for me for being here with you all today, Senator Chuy Hinojosa. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Meade. Está caliente, ¿verdad? What else do you expect here in South Texas? Hot, humid weather during a hot summer day. But before I say anything, I really would like to recognize a good friend of mine. She's been very active in the Texas Senate. And this Commissioner Buckingham. She came dressed right. But for me, and all of us, this is a very special day. For me, first ran for the state Senate in 2002, and what I heard from the community was that a new harbor bridge was a priority. 25 years ago. And Senator Todd, Mr. Chairman Hunter, I had hair at that time. I lost all my hair. But at that time, there were a lot of concerns about replacing the old harbor bridge that was built in 1959, only because the population continued to grow here in Corpus Christi area, the Coastal Bend area. The port continued to expand, population continues to increase, all the refineries and industrial base continue to grow and creating more jobs. So we needed to expand to make room to also be able to navigate larger ships coming into our port, which is one of the #4 port in the United States, #1 for shipping crude oil. And the reason I say that because in 2003, when I first got elected, by you all voters. What happened is there was a lot of pushback by some in the community, and rightly so. They were much concerned about the cost involved. So TxDOT went to work trying to find ways to address those issues, trying to find ways to come up with ways to increase the revenue to be able to pay for the bridge. At that time, I think it was about $500,000, if I recall correctly. As we move forward with the engineering plans, we got the federal government, congressman involved. We created a design. We created the plans to build a new harbor bridge. Unfortunately, all the money wasn't there. And we had to put it on hold for a couple of years. In the meantime, we were looking for money. TxDOT came back 2 years later and actually put in $600 million. But keep in mind what was happening at that time. The county was in the red. The city of Corpus Christi was in the red, about $11 million. I think there was over hundreds of millions of dollars in road construction needed to be done. So it's a very, very, very much of a challenge. But when TxDOT came back and said, okay, you can build your bridge, we'll put up $600 million, but you got to have skin in the game. $100 million. Whoa, well, we didn't have the money. So we had to get our community leaders involved, the industrial people involved, the business community involved, the port involved, the county involved, the city involved. And sure enough, our leaders here in Corpus Christi, the Coastal Bend area, had a vision of what they wanted to do. And they worked. They worked to get this done. So the local community here came up with $100 million out of their own pockets, out of taxpayers' pockets, to make this a reality. And there were a lot of people involved from all the county judges from 1981, Mayor Adame, Mayor Judge Neal. I mean, we had county judges also very much involved. Throughout the years, always focused on how do we get the harbor bridge done. And we made a lot of challenges and a lot of problems, engineering problems, dealing with COVID, pandemic, but we overcame those challenges. And here we are today. And in that moment, I remember in 2011, 2013, when we were about to lose the $600 million that TxDOT, the state, had committed, because we couldn't get the community to come up with the funds. Judy Holly, at that time, was the chairperson of the port. And she was there at a meeting where I showed up, and we had a real talk with the port commissioners, and they spread the word, and guess what? She played a very key role in getting the community united and producing those funds for us. Then I was able to add the harbor bridge as a project on a Senate bill. I forgot the name of the bill, but Senate Bill 780 that Senator Nichols had on Transportation Committee to add the harbor bridge project to make sure it got done. And it did. For us, this is really a great day because this area continues to boom, continues to grow. This new bridge will provide not only safety protocols, but also create more jobs, increase our port navigation and exports. And that is very important for quality of life for our families here. Without the harbor bridge, we would stay way behind in competing with other ports, with other Gulf cities, with other cities on the inside interior of Texas. So for me, I'm very grateful to be here, just sharing a couple of my thoughts. For us, for me, it was a priority for 25 years. For 25 years, working with Chairman Todd Hunter, at that time, State Rep Herrero, State Rep Ortiz. We worked hard to make this happen, but all was in conjunction and in coordination and cooperation with our local public officials and our local business leaders. And that's important because we had one goal, and that is to get this harbor bridge done, and we did it. And it was truly teamwork. I cannot say you one individual stands out because it was all across the board that we put our hands together, brains together, and move forward and solve problems. During the period of time, there were a lot of challenges with increasing cost in relocating infrastructure and negotiating with TxDOT. Now, as we celebrate the special day, the cost is about $1.2 billion, right? $1.2 billion. Part of the cost was paid by state taxpayers, TxDOT. The other part was paid by our local community leaders. For that, I thank you all. So for me, again, this is a very special day after all these years, waiting. Gee, am I going to be able to at least celebrate and say thank you all, thank our delegation, thank you, TxDOT. Thank you, too. There it is. Oh, God. Well, thank you all so much. I really appreciate your listening to my comments. I had a short speech written, but I will just speak from the heart what I remember, all the challenges, looking at ways to solve those challenges. We did this together as a team. We did this together as a community. We did this together for our community, Corpus Christi, the Coastal Bend area. May God bless you all. God bless Texas.
Senator, thank you so much for those remarks. This is, you have been a big part of where we started on this, and the history and the acknowledgement that you gave to so many people, so many names that have been part of this. Thank you for that, because as we stand here today and celebrate it, we're celebrating the work of a lot of people that have put time and effort on that. And one of those individuals is one of your counterparts in this Texas legislature, a partner to the Texas Department of Transportation and a leader on the House side. I'd like to ask Chairman Todd Hunter, Chairman of the Texas House of Representatives Calendar Committee, longtime champion of this project, longtime partner to the Texas Department of Transportation, to come up and make a few remarks. Chairman Hunter, thank you.
Charlie, if that's the Tuya boat, they knew I was about to talk. Hey, I'm glad to be here, Mark and Mike, but the real reason I'm here, everybody, I wanted to make sure this bridge finally got open. That's why I'm here today. No, it's great to see you all, and I want to kind of address the TxDOT commissioners. We're really, really glad you're here. You've got two of our great state senators here, Adam and Chewy. Their last name's Hinojosa, so when they do good, they take credit, and you don't know who takes credit for what, but they're good partners. And then Denise Villalobos, my new partner in the House, who is working with us tremendously. Don Buckingham, who not only is a great land commissioner, see, there's Tuya. She's also one of the best ophthalmologists that you can get in the state of Texas. And then Commissioner Wright, he is a great, great railroad commissioner, and he's been a long, long friend. Well, you know, watch out, you may get security like the rest of us, right? Mayor and county judge, thank you. You know, it's good to see Nueces and the city here. I want to recognize some folks. My point is not to give you a long speech, but I want to show the commission who's here. Nueces County, I see our sheriff right here. Hooper, stand up. All our commissioners, John, Mike, everybody, the Nueces County commissioners, stand up, and our county officials. Thank you. City of Corpus Christi officials, stand up. I see Mark right over here, see Roland right here, Kaylin, Gil, all these city council folks that are here. I want them to see them. San Patricio commissioners are here. Stand up. And I want your former county commissioners, because I see Terry over there, county judge, also stand up with them. And I want our city of Portland and our San Patricio city council folks standing up too. Please, I saw Brother Moore and all the group. And then also our commissioners from TxDOT, well, we have in the audience some former county officials and city officials. I see Mayor McComb, I see Barbara, I see Terry. Please stand up so everybody can see from San Patricio and Nueces who are here, some of our retired folks who were involved in this. And then one of my areas is Aransas. You know, Howard, you're sitting over there too quiet, you know, over there. So it's, you know, you better believe it. But what I want to do is let you know the counties that are over here and who support. Alex knows, he's got a good South Texas connection, but these are the folks that came out today. My wife is here and my daughter is here. So we appreciate it. Overall, David Engel, thank you. All the port commissioners stand up, and our prior port commissioners, please stand up. I wanted to just show everybody some of the city, the county, and the port folks who've been involved. And finally, law enforcement. We have our Department of Public, you know, Transportation is here, but we also have our Department of Public Safety here. We also have the city and our police department here. I want you to raise your hands. And our sheriff, I know that you've got our sheriff's department here, and we also have law enforcement for the other counties. But I want everybody to see who's here, and commissioners, we really are glad. To me, this today, once we open this up, this is the postcard for Texas. And the final thanks go to Governor Abbott, a great friend. Governor Abbott kick-started this. We all started August 8th, and the reason I remember that was the birth of my grandson, Mateo. And so here we're going to kick off today. Thanks for everybody coming. As my San Patricio people heard me yesterday, I am talking less than the other state officials because you get more votes. Thank you all. We'll see you all.
Chairman, thank you for those comments and those introductions as well. We spent some time talking about the role of the state of Texas and our state elected officials in this project. Very importantly, though, is our partnership with our federal partners and the Federal Highway Administration, U.S. Department of Transportation. All along, they've been right there with us as we've navigated the process of getting this project built. And we had in the funding federal bridge formula funds that were a big part of the funding that went to come to put this project to where it is today. And so I'm really pleased to introduce our next speaker, which is the Honorable Michael Cloud. He's a member, very importantly, of the House Appropriations Committee. He's a longtime Corpus Christi resident, understands the needs of this area, understands very much what this investment is going to bring to this region. Congressman Cloud, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. It's so good to be with you today. And you know, at this point, we have a saying in D.C. about some of the meetings I sit in. Everything's been said, but not everyone's said it. It's an honor to be with you here today. I'll try not to repeat too much of what's been said, but it is exciting to see our community come together and celebrate this great, momentous achievement. I am very happy to be with you here today to talk about the big, beautiful bridge that we get to celebrate that we've been working on for quite some time. And it truly is awesome to see this happen. This is the fitting gateway to the city and to this region and to the wonderful work that's being done here on behalf of the community that lives here, but really what we do here being the tip of the spear of what happens in the state of Texas and the lifeblood we are to the entire nation. It's so important that we do this, and it's exciting to see us gather here today to celebrate it. President Harry Truman once said, "America was not built on fear. America was built on courage, on imagination, and an unbeatable determination to get the job done." And so today we celebrate the job that's been done, and thank you to all, as Todd and Chewy have pointed out, all those who participated. Give yourselves a hand. Walt Disney also said, he said, "You can dream, you can create, you design, and you build one of the most wonderful places in the world," which I believe this region is, this community. but it requires the people to make the dream a reality. And so we are so grateful today for, yes, the leaders that have been introduced to help get the federal, state dollars together to manage this project effectively, but also to the many workers in our communities, from the architects to the engineers to the surveyors, contractors, concrete workers, iron workers, pile drivers, heavy equipment workers, welders, electricians, all the workers in our community. This is truly a testament of what it takes when we as Americans, as we as people from the Coastal Bend put our hands together and we work to get the job done. This is an awesome testament to our community. It is the fitting gateway to our district. And man, it's beautiful. Whether you're coming here to enjoy the Coastal Bend, which from this vantage point, you can pretty much see, I think, all of it. Or you're coming here from on one of the ships coming to our port from around the world. It's great to see this here standing as a testament for who we are as a community. Thank you for all who participated, for persevering, for getting the job done, and to seeing this happen. God bless us. God bless this area. God bless this effort. And God bless you all for being here. We'll see you.
Congressman, thank you very much for those words. We've talked a little bit about the importance and the role of our local officials, and the city of Corpus Christi has been an important partner with us on that. Our next speaker is the Honorable Mayor Paulette Guajardo. You've served, I told you I'd practiced it. I really had. Mayor Guajardo has served as mayor of Corpus Christi since 2016. Before that, served as councilwoman here. As mayor, she's been a big part and has seen a lot of this progress that has taken place. She's been a strong advocate for strengthening Corpus Christi's economy, improving its public safety, and building a safer and more efficient infrastructure, represented here by that harbor bridge, this harbor bridge. Mayor, thank you for your partnership. Thank you for being here today.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you. Needless to say, and as has been said, this is a historic day for Corpus Christi. So first, I want to start off by thanking Governor Greg Abbott for his continued leadership. His support for this project and for Corpus Christi's future means so much to our city. And as mayor, I am so proud to declare today Corpus Christi being the home of the largest cable-stayed bridge in the United States. That's right. So today marks the beginning of a bold new chapter for our city, for our port, and for our entire region. This bridge is more than concrete and steel. It represents vision, it represents perseverance, and it certainly represents partnership. Our port is the #1 port in the nation for exports and #3 in the entire world. It powers not just Corpus Christi, but this entire, or the entire state of Texas. So with this new bridge and the increased clearance, we can now welcome VLCCs, or very large crude carriers, and that opens the door to more trade, to more jobs, and greater economic growth across the Coastal Bend. We are a proud partner, and we continue to be a proud partner in building Texas for the future of Corpus Christi. And we want our governor to know that we are ready and open for even more business. This milestone has taken many years of planning and dedication, and I want to thank TxDOT and Flatiron Dragados for bringing this vision to life. Your work is literally reshaping our city's future. And to our council members here today, thank you for your commitment to progress and prosperity. So as we retire the original Harbor Bridge, which was built in 1959, we honor its legacy while embracing the promise of what's next. This new bridge is a symbol of growth, it is a symbol of resilience and pride in the place we all call home. So thank you for celebrating with us today. And lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't wish my husband a happy 23rd anniversary today, which makes today even more special. So happy anniversary, Victor. Thank you all for being here. God bless Corpus Christi, and God bless you all.
Mayor, thank you very much for those remarks, and happy anniversary. Our final speaker today is the Honorable Judge Connie Scott. Judge Scott has served as Nueces County Judge since 2023. In that role, Judge Scott's been committed to improving the quality of life of residents while building resiliency through infrastructure improvements. Judge, thank you for your partnership. Thank you for the partnership of Nueces County. Please come to the podium and make remarks. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here today. It is my honor to be up here on this stage. As he said, I've only been county judge since 2023, so I'm very blessed to be sitting in this seat at this moment and this ribbon cutting today. My commissioners are here. Thank you for being here as well. You've already been announced. The former county judge, Barbara Canales, is here. The many people who sat in all of these seats. I know my husband over there, Mike Scott, did not stand when they said former port commissioner, so I'm going to call him out on that. But being here today, as a former state representative, even back then when Senator Hinojosa was talking about salvaging and saving the money set aside for this, you know, when I went in the 82nd legislature, there was no money for the state either. You talk about the county and the city being in a bind, the state was pretty much in the same boat. So the monumental task they did in keeping this going forward and keeping these funds here, our TxDOT commissioners, it's amazing. Thank you so much for your work on this project, for working with our legislators, all of our state representatives, former state representatives, senators, former local leaders as well. You're all to be commended. This is your day. We are excited to be here. It's a monumental day for Nueces County. The economic driver that this is going to produce, all of us look forward to that. The port here, we're very excited for the new growth and the things that are going to happen there, but I am just totally blessed to be standing here in this seat today, to be on this stage, to get to be on this beautiful bridge and get to go and tell everyone. Lynn Allison, you haven't been mentioned, but your communication back and forth with all of us, the elected leaders, thank you. Thank you very much for always being available. And Flatiron, this is beautiful. I don't know what else you can say, but I'm last, so it's very short, but I'm very proud to be here on behalf of Nueces County and my commissioner's court and previous courts. We're honored to be a small part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Now it's time to cut the ribbon on this thing. So we're going to ask is for the members of the stage party here to join. We're going to do the ribbon cutting down front, Raquel. Okay, we're going to cut the ribbon down front. And then Raquel will come up and give us a little bit of instructions on how we're going to do the drive-through across the bridge and back. And then over time, we will be officially opening the southbound side of the bridge today for traffic, working through the logistics of how we do the transition and also working with the city of Corpus Christi and North Beach and others. We'll be opening the opposite direction after the 4th of July. There's a lot to handle with something like this, and so can't have too many good things at once. But we will be opening the northbound side after the 4th of July. Still have a little bit of transition work to handle on the old bridge to make sure that we've got the access that we need to North Beach, but within a couple of months we will have the last traffic going across the old Harbor Bridge. But it all starts here. It all starts with cutting the ribbon. So Raquel, you want to give us some final instructions, please?
Thank you, Mark. So as Mark indicated, we've got a few programmatic celebratory issues that we want to work through. We're going to do a ribbon cutting right here in front. If I could get the stage guests to make your way down to the front, we're going to get a couple of our TxDOT guys to come up and stretch the ribbon. We'll get the scissors. And then once we do the ribbon cutting, we invite you to mingle for a very brief time, but certainly we encourage you to take an opportunity to get some videos, some photos, and we will begin to clear the chairs from this area. We'll ask you to move to your vehicles if your intentions are to be a part of the processional. Our dignitaries will be in the front of the processional using our TxDOT vehicles or their personal vehicles. So we'll get those staged, and then we'll do single file moving out to the north and make a full loop back around. So I'll come back and give you some additional instructions as we move through the program. Thank you for your patience, and we're looking forward to all of the milestones.
Well, the ribbon's been cut and the future is officially open. What you're looking at behind me isn't just a bridge. It's a promise of progress. We've heard from the people who made it possible and those that will benefit for generations to come. And as traffic begins to roll down the southbound lanes in just a few moments, the symbolism will be hard to miss. We're not just connecting shores here, we're connecting the past to what comes next. Live on the New Harbor Bridge, I'm Suzanne Stevens, Chris 6 News. Thanks for watching.